pleasure.
I just have a few questions to ask you about Hallett Development Group.
Very good. Fire away.
The first one is, how long have you been in business?
I've been in the custom home building business for a little over 40 years.
Awesome. Are you licensed, bonded, and insured?
Yes, we are.
Do you have any references you can provide?
We do, and we provide them on an individual basis with clientele that asks for them.
How many projects is your team capable of handling?
Currently 25.
Wow. How is the relationship between your team, and do you back them up when problems arise?
Our relationship is a very good one. They're all professionals, the best at what they do in their sector of the business, and I back them up 100%. Not to say that we don't occasionally make an error, but we're quick to respond to that and correct it, and they would be minor errors if that. But I back my team 100%. They're all very good at what they do, or they wouldn't be here.
Nice. How do you handle a difficult client?
Well, we try to avoid that scenario, if at all possible, by providing the right expectation and then managing that expectation so that there are no surprises for the client or us, for that matter.
What is your relationship with the municipality you build in?
We have a good relationship with Scottsdale and Paradise Valley. We've worked here for a number of years. We know all of the individuals quite well, so I'd say our relationship is a good one.
That's great. Am I able to stay involved along the way, and can I visit the job site?
We insist on you staying involved. In fact, you're actually required to have at least one or walk with us at least one time each month. Sometimes it requires more than that, depending on what stage of the construction we're in. But we absolutely want your involvement, but it's a managed involvement. It's not a free-for-all. We have to maintain structure.
Are the trades that you use licensed, bonded, and insured?
Absolutely. It's a requirement. Trade is not allowed to work with us until they're properly vetted and they meet all the requirements. And some of those requirements would include license, bond, and insured, among other things. But those would be the primary three that they must have before they can even consider working with us.
How do you stay on schedule throughout the build?
We stay on schedule by managing that expectation. We have what's called a little bit of float time in the schedule, and then we make adjustments as we need to, depending on the different challenges that may or may not arise.
What are some things that can affect my timeline?
Well, you as a client can affect the timeline. If you make changes, those would be noted as in the form of a change order. And anytime you make a change, it costs you in two ways. It costs you in time, and it costs you in additional money. Weather can affect our timeline. That's a little less of an issue here because we have excellent weather most of the year. And then also trade availability. If there's a health issue, like in the past, COVID caused a little bit of an imbalance, but we were able to manage through that without affecting our clients or us adversely. But we try to look forward, look ahead, and see potential challenges that might be on their way that we can take care of before they arrive so that we can keep everything running smoothly.
Awesome. Am I able to stay involved along the way, and can I visit the job site?
Absolutely. We insist you stay involved. At the very least, we would like you to walk the project, the home, at least once a month with us, sometimes more often as required, or a representative that can make decisions for you. But it's important that you know the progress. If you're out of the area and unable to do that, you're able to follow the process through our management platform, which is Buildertrend, which we give you a little bit of a training on. It's not difficult to follow, but it gives you updates and notices as things change on a daily and weekly basis. So you must be involved. It's your home, and it's your decisions that are important. So absolutely, you will be involved.
Do you trust your team to carry out the project if you're away?
Absolutely. All of my team members are professionals and experts in their field. They're very good at it, and they can easily continue if I have to step out for a day or two or a week. If I would like to take a vacation or something in that order, the team is very capable of continuing without me being here for a couple days. So they're very good at what they do.
And how flexible are you to change as the build progresses?
Well, I think human nature is that nobody wants change. In this scenario, we'd like not to have change. We'd like everything to be predetermined and a part of the plan, and then we move forward. However, life being what it is, even in this business, there's bound to be changes, and there will be changes along the way. That's part of the business, so we have no issue with that. The team is able to rise up and conquer any of those type of challenges. Again, they're professionals and very good in their fields, and a change is just a part of our business.
How do you figure costs and stay on budget?
Well, we figure costs in the very beginning, and that is based on what your expectations are. Those can change along the way, but we maintain and determine those costs by our bidding process, so they stay pretty close to what the estimate is that we would give you, and then it is adjusted along the way if you make changes to it. So you basically drive the cost of your home. When you do your initial interview with us, explaining to us what you are wanting to see in your home, what your expectations are in your home, it's from that we determine your budget. And changes to that, if it's increase in value, obviously it costs you additional funds. It also can cost you in time if the change is done after the fact.
Awesome. How close will my project come to the estimate I'm given?
It'll come very close. Again, the estimate is determined by our bidding process, and the bidding is good for so many period of time. It could be a month, 60 days, 90 days, whatever the case may be. But we stay right close to the bidding. That's the purpose of the bidding, is to lock in the cost of your home.
And how does the billing work? What are your payment terms? For example, is it monthly?
Payment terms are based on how your contract is structured. If there's a bank involved, it's different than if it's a cash bill from a client that monitors and provides the cash themselves. Typically, we would draw against a deposit that we'd take in the beginning of the build, and then you replenish that deposit based on our invoicing. In our invoicing, you receive a report that shows every dime that was spent in that period of time, the longest of which would be 30 days. We have some contracts that are set up for weekly, bi-weekly, and then also 30 days. But you are billed against that deposit. So you receive the statement, and attached to that statement, you receive every invoice in chronological order. So we're very transparent. Everything that we have, that we see, you see.
All right. And last but not least, who do I communicate with through the process? Do you have a list of contacts?
You definitely will have a list of contacts. Obviously, you can always communicate with me, but the three important people that you'll be in contact with as far as the operational side, the build side of your home, would be your front end coordinator, your back end coordinator, and then your project manager. And the project manager works with those individuals. So you would have your most contact with the coordinators and absolutely your project manager. The second individuals you'll be in communication with would be Kathy, who is our controller and is over the accounting and bookkeeping aspect of the business. So you definitely communicate with Kathy quite frequently.